Alright, follow me.
Get through there, access the elevator, and head to the hangar.
Is bringing back fond memories, Jody?
I broke a lieutenant's nose in that hallway one time.
What? Me too? Well, different hallway, but I also broke Lieutenant's nose. Wow, we have so much in common.
We're tapped into their surveillance. We have eyes on you, and we're looking for the scarab with the DEW, too. Stay calm. Don't get seen.
You must be quiet, like tiny, heavily armored mousemen.
Try to stealth this. I feel like this mission you're supposed to get caught, but I don't know. I've done it stealth, and for some reason I've always gotten caught, so I'm going to try to do it completely stealth this time. Here. Nobody heard that. See? That's my fault.
Just focus on finding that scarab.
Damn, he got fucked up. Why the hell is he running? That's so weird. Hey, whatever. I mean, he ran into my proximity mine. That was awesome.
There's the scarab. The key will override it and give you full control.
Miss, do you think, what?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great.
What were you listening to?
Fleetwood Mac.
Well, that's not bad.
No, it's the best.
Yeah, they're great.
Bad.
Hey, alright.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks is great.
She's my second mom.
Is that true?
Yeah, well, not really.
In your head.
In my big world.
She's amazing.
Yes.
Did you see her on American Horror Story?
Yes, of course I did.
Yeah.
I was at Night of a Thousand Stevies 2 weeks ago.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, for the 13th time.
Wow. This Night of a Thousand Stevie.
Everyone dresses up like her.
Women or gay men?
Everyone.
Okay.
Gay men. Yeah, they rule
I
it.
didn't know women went to that, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In droves.
Sounds like a cool group. Miss, do you think...
For real, it's almost access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple. It's access to no money right now. Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple.
There are 3 reasons why you should become a certified personal trainer. Today, even though she worked on the
Y'all try to the whole fucking roof open, bro. This is the fucking Tar River water under here. Hey. Y'all see you trying to stop your boss, man. Oh shit, it's sinking in even the fucking more. Oh shit. Oh, get out. Go. Oh, I just told him don't go in there. Oh my God, I just told him don't go in there. Yeah, I'm trying to stop this man right here from going down the road. He gave me a bit of favor. Look what happened. Look what happened. I'm trying to stop it. Look what happened. Y'all trying to the whole fucking roof open, bro. This is the fucking Tar River water under here. Hey. Y'all trying to stop the boss, man. Oh shit, it's sinking in even the fucking more. Oh shit. Oh, get out. Go. Oh, I just told him don't go in there. Oh my
The
God.
device will be small, like a phone with a circuit board attached. This firm isn't known for their design aesthetic. They are known for having infinite resources and
I'm trying to stop this man right here from going down the road. He gave me a little favor. Look what happened. Look what happened. I'm trying to stop it. Look what happened. Y'all try to the whole fucking roof open, bro. This is the fucking Tar River water under here. Oh shit, it's sinking in even the fucking more. Oh shit. Oh, get out. Go.
Alright, hard part's done. Now you just need to attach the device to an electrical box at the top of the LSIA control tower. I have your site profile. You're on the list of years of public speaking, so the height shouldn't be a problem.
Will you help me?
Nope.
Pardon me?
Nope. Wanna know why?
Nope.
Because you wouldn't.
need to reroute this plane. There's nothing like amateur air traffic control.
Welcome back, everybody, to another Don't You Dare Put Me in a Cell with That Guy episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. That's right, today we're going to be speaking about the beady-eyed freak of nature, Brian Koberger. Man, I'm not going to lie, everything about this guy creeps me out. Like I said, I would never step foot in a cell with someone like this. I'll explain it in high definition here momentarily. But also in the video, I'll be reading an article that's going to break down a little bit on the situation on why he's in prison. Not to mention new details because of a gag order that was recently removed pertaining to the situation leading up to the deaths of these four individuals. And look, my condolences go out to their families first and foremost. With all the details when it pertains to like the autopsy reports, man, I can't imagine any of my daughters fighting for their life from a freak like this. And of course, you know I got a clip of him being sent fellow students in a 4 a.m. ambush on November 13, 2022. Their names were Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Carnudo, and Ethan Chapman. Hopefully I pronounced those names right. I've heard them over and over, but still have issues saying them. And once again, my condolences go out to anybody affected by this tragedy. And just my 2 cents before we move forward, this to, any of the loved ones out there. If you were to ask me, this dude for sure is going to get some top-notch prison justice. Being heard how old Dahmer went down, chances are that's probably how this dude's going to get it too. Maybe not the same way, but sooner or later, inmate's going to find out who he is and what he did. Probably a future new cellmate walking through, And chances are, this is just a guess. They might just skin him alive, man. Like the Predator. That might be a little over-exaggerated, but if I had nothing to lose and I got in a cell with a dude like this, you'd definitely be speaking about my prison justice for decades. Keywords, though, I ain't got nothing to lose. It says that the motive for Brian Koberger's murders is still unknown. While he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison, he declined to speak at a sentencing hearing, leaving his reasons for the killings a mystery. Various theories and speculations have circulated, but no definitive motive has been established. And there's a lot of rabbit holes that go down with this one, but if you were to ask me, judging by the look of his dead widow's cold eyes, he probably been thinking about doing something like this for a long time. That's the first thing I say about situations like this, gruesome things that no one can really understand why they did. Did he get caught doing something like this the first time he tried it? Or has he been doing things like this in the past and no one knows nothing about it? Right? Because, it has to start somewhere. These diabolical motives. It could have just been cooking over a few minutes. I've already guessed it's been cooking in his mind for years. Possibly since he was a kid. Look at his career choice, criminology. Maybe he thought he knew enough about the system to where he could commit these crimes and get away with it. I don't know, man. Like I said, I did go down a lot of these other rabbit holes that probably make me look at things from different angles, but those were just some of my initial thoughts on the case. But jumping back to the original article, it says he gave no motive or explanation for the crime at sentence and showed no remorse whatsoever, staring dully at the victims' families as they delivered impact statements. And if I were to guess, most people, when they hear these, things said by the victims' families, it could hurt. But evil monsters like weedy-eyed Brian, he's probably getting cheap thrills by seeing their pain and torment. But Koberger barely moved as he sat there with his wrist shackled to his waist and ankles chained. Now, a years-long gag order has finally been lifted. And a gag order, for people that don't know, is like a piece of paper saying you can't speak about something, or else, you'll get in trouble for it. The gag order has been lifted, and the Moscow Police Department in Idaho released hundreds of previously unseen documents to the public hours later, shedding new light on the investigation while leaving other questions still unanswered. Here are some of the major takeaways. One of the victims, Kaylee Gonsalves, reported seeing an unknown man watching her while she walked the dog. She told a roommate, who later relayed the story to detectives, that she saw a creepy-looking man on a hill above behind their house at 1122 King Road. And a couple weeks later, the roommates found that their front door was damaged. Next, Koberger appeared to spy on police the night of the murder. It says Koberger searched for police scanner website to listen to Pullman Police Department's radio calls in the early morning hours of November 13, 2022. Yeah, that's a major red flag. But it also goes to show you that he was planning the after effects. Anybody knows that the police sooner or later is going to be called, but he wanted to hear the details for himself through the dispatch. If I were to guess, for more cheap thrills. According to previously unsealed documents, he either turned off or placed his phone on airplane mode for 2 hours beginning around 2:45 a.m. And that's typically the time that most people are sleeping, right? Not putting their phone on airplane mode. Of course, someone possibly would want a nice sound sleep, going to bed that early, don't want to be waking up, right? They'll put it on airplane mode, but typically, no. You're already asleep, man, you ain't doing that. And then, of course, the murders took place shortly after 4 a.m., which, pretty much falls in line with his little airplane mode. At the time of the crime, Koberger lived and studied in Pullman, Washington, which is just across the state line from Idaho where the crime took place. Either way, it continues with some more intel, and this one's titled, First-Hand Accounts from Responding Officers Revealed the Brutality of the Crime Scene. It said the responding officers found one of the victims' Bermuda purse and saw it was obvious that an intense struggle had occurred. If I were to guess, well, not guessing because I read the details already, but there was blood everywhere. The officers, paramedics, whoever showed up to that scene, I can almost guarantee they would never forget it the rest of their life. It continues saying she is believed to be the only victim who was awake at the start of the massacre, and the documents revealed that she suffered 50 stabbing injuries. Most of them were defensive wounds, which, if I were to guess, slashes, or just like nicks and abrasions because of arm flaring. Trust me, that type of stuff happens in prison. course, someone's gonna get him in that position in the cell sooner or later down the road. But most of them were defensive wounds, according to the police files. She suffered fatal strikes to her lung and heart. Responding officers found her boyfriend, Chapin, hanging off of her noodle's bed, also with intensive wounds and arterial blood splatter on the wall nearby. Koberger left Gonsalves unrecognizable, with more than 30 stab wounds, many to her face. He also inflicted a massive face wound to Logan, who was found leaning against her best friend's remains. Both are believed to have been attacked in their sleep or killed under a sheetrock blanket in the third-story bedroom. Once again, my heart goes out to all the family members. I cannot imagine living through something like.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea. But first, let's talk about the things they don't tell you. First of all, you're going to say, fine, like 300 times. Spoiler alert, your therapist was right. And how does that make you feel? Yes, they actually use this phrase. And yes, they actually want to know the answer. Then there's the crying. Like 1 minute you're talking about your raise that you got at work, and then the next minute you're talking about how when you were 6 years old, your mom left you in the aisle in the grocery store because she went to the next aisle to get some milk because she thought that you were right there next to her. Come to find out, that's when your abandonment issues started. And homework. Yes, there's homework. But here's the thing. By the end of it, therapy can actually make you feel better. And you'll be like, why didn't I start this sooner?
You know, I told him, hands-on really does offer the best.
When I saw these liver health supplements were $90, I never thought I'd buy them. But here I am 6 months later.
Yes. The next highlighted part of this article is titled, After His Arrest, Other Inmates Reported Aggression. It says before his conviction, the inmate got on other inmates' nerves, according to the files. One inmate called him a weirdo. Yeah, that guy sees exactly what I'm seeing. And boasted to a female prisoner on surveillance video that he would have beat him up if he wasn't worried about repercussions in the county jail. Yeah, this is a guy speaking that has something to lose, alright? Like I said, people that ain't got nothing to lose, they ain't gonna do too much speaking. But another inmate said Koberger spent hours every day on a tablet video chat with his mommy. Oh no. He had him in some damn weird block, man, because any regular block, dude wouldn't even been looking at a tablet. He would have been strapped up in some lockdown levers tied up to the bunk. Just my 2 cents, of course. Hypothesis. Educated guess. Because, you know, I've been to prison 2 times. But it continues saying that another unnamed inmate told investigators he was watching sports. During one of those calls, it said that you suck to a player on TV, at which Koberger overheard the comment, allegedly immediately got up and put his face to the bars, and aggressively asked if the inmate was talking about him or his mother. Man, I would have walked up to the bars, but honestly, bro, respectfully, and smacked the hell out of him. His tan curls would have been straightened immediately. Y'all see my baby powder slabs all about me, man. I'm a pro. But the inmate continued saying that that was the only time he witnessed Koberger lose his temper. Now, continuing with another highlighted topic of this article, it's titled, Witnesses Reported Strange Behavior at WSU. It says Koberger was studying for a PhD in criminology at Washington State University at Pullman, working as a teacher's assistant to help cover the costs. A colleague told police he believed that Koberger attempted to use his authority as a TA, short for teacher's assistant, to inappropriately interact with female students. Maybe he was using his role in that job to find his victims. Creepy stuff to have that guy looking around with his beady little eyes. The witness also said that Koberger often talked about wanting a girlfriend, and that they discussed the topic on many occasions. The same witnesses told investigators that he noticed injuries on Koberger's face and hands on at least 2 separate occasions in October and November of 2022, just weeks prior to the Idaho student homicides. One injury was described as a large scratch on Koberger's face that looked like it was scratches from fingernails. The witness also said that he saw wounds to Koberger's knuckles, and when asked about him, Koberger claimed that he had been in a car accident. While Koberger had several encounters with local police due to traffic infractions, there's no known record of a collision. The teacher...
You're a little bit more than a far-right Republican. Hey, what can I say? I think you could say I'm a fascist. Yeah, I am.
There's a video going viral right now of a man in the US openly glorifying fascism. Lost his job and now is crying about cancel culture. Let's be clear, this isn't about someone expressing a controversial opinion. This is a man praising fascism and defending one of the most violent ideologies in human history. He glorifies Franco, for God's sake. And as a lawyer from Austria, which is where Hitler came from, I needed not only to take a stance against this, I needed to tell you guys, tell the world, that in Austria, my country, he won't just lose his job, he won't be able to do this, he will be criminally persecuted, and honestly, rightfully so. But let's take a glance into what he said.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, you're not supposed to deport them. What does the government look like?
What's the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where does he come
Franco.
from?
I mean, it could be a kind of aristocratic class, could be someone
Who picks the political?
frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings
So
were
isn't
paid.
that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that
And
state.
then no more votes afterwards.
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because
How do you
that's the
know?
whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even though they're
Schmitt makes
insubordinate.
this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right? You
Carl
liberals-
Schmitt, the Nazi
Yeah,
theoretician.
absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi.
I
at
didn't
all.
say that. I didn't
Doesn't
actually
matter.
say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
What about the persecution of the Jew?
He doesn't care, and that's the problem. He would have to care if he would be over here.
What about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But if you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews,
I think that there was a little bit of persecution. We
Say,
don't know
now
which is
rename
bad.
this for that sentence. Him thinking that there was just a little bit of persecution, he would be in jail. So let's talk about Austrian laws. Austria was annexed by Nazi Germany in 1938. We know what fascism leads to: mass murder, war, and genocide. So after World War II, Austria passed one of the strongest anti-fascist laws in the world, the Verbotsgesetz, literally the Prohibition Act. It doesn't just ban the Nazi Party, it prohibits any attempt to revive National Socialism through speech, symbols, organizations, or propaganda. Under this law, it is a criminal offense to promote Nazi ideology, deny or downplay Nazi crimes, which is what he did, use Nazi symbols publicly, belong to neo-Nazi organizations. Let's see what else he's saying.
millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat cats,
Are
they
you
were
in favor
aristocrats, they didn't
in
care.
favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not
You
in
mentioned
the-
Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was
He
Catholic.
only
dude.
killed combatants. Is that what you're
Yeah,
putting?
he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent
The white terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill
You just
people.
refused to condemn the Nazi.
Ultra Fire cervical care pillow. Even orthopedic doctors are using it. Orthopedic.
Yo, man, it's your boy Kato Media, and yes, I am back with another one on today's discussion, man. We talked about Charleston White and Dr. Umar. Now, the delivery may be off, but what Charleston White is saying is absolutely true, man. It seems like Dr. Umar is a fraud, and I've been saying this for the longest. The school is never going to be built, or if he's stating that it's up, it's never going to be underfunded. He's always going to need donations. He's always going to put it back in the black community as he's been doing thus far. I think people are starting to see the lies that Dr. Umar is saying. It's starting to run dry, man. Ain't nobody going for that no more. It's sad because you have these so-called black activists or speakers or however you want to call it, you know what I mean? What they supposed to be doing for the black community. I don't know how you label it nowadays, but it's so sad because they into this video, man, make sure you push up on the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, so you know when your boy's dropping. Let's get into this video.
Dr. Umar needs a 9 to 5. He need a white nigga. Everybody know that white don't go get it and come back with it. You know how to put some pimping and some macking down. That's why I say white is right. Nigga, I'm talking about Charleston White. That's why fuck out there preaching if I don't sleep with a white woman. Do you think a white woman will have her king that's a psychologist with a doctor in front of his name out begging before the world, looking like he ain't bathed in a few days?
Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is umarthepsychologist@yahoo.com.
You mean to tell me these sisters and these queens got the king at bed? Come on, King. Dr. Farmar Fuquay from Jaffa Jiffy, Africa, from far, far, far away. You ain't got no business begging. Say that. I'm right there playing right now. Body water. It's a right now. Put the camera somewhere up and it get you out of the rut. Right now, Dr. I'm just saying, find your white woman. Look like the sisters have a badge. Ain't no chop. Whispering her ear saying, thing too. Better not have me. You're going on live hollering about they done froze my cash out. You going digital currency? Get out of Africa. Come back to America. Every nigga in America know you got to have some cash in your pocket. That's why you fucking that girl that you sell thing. When you got money, you ain't complaining about no, about this thing. That let me know that you doing something. You smoking, nigga. You get high. Don't tell me you can't tune in and rap this fucking. How the you Dr. Umar Johnson? You doing all these goddamn, ain't nobody paying you in cash. Everybody know you ain't digitally paying cause that's a footprint for them sex workers like how they got did it. Now I know you ain't flying, you know what, you the one going across state line, flying. So you're not transporting. There you go. But look at you broke. Ain't nobody saying, how PayPal freeze your account? I thought niggas supposed to have a credit union.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price? Grow.
Have you ever been in love before to the point that you stop forgetting about yourself? That's right. You're so busy focusing on your mate and their happiness that you forget to prioritize yourself. So what happens is you become completely unattractive to the person that you're so attracted to. And that's because you're not holding your own standards. You're declining in your looks, your money, your motivation. You become something different. That person's insane. And what they want to do is go replace you with who you used to be. Unfortunately, this happens for many men, especially with men that put a lot of effort into women that they love and the woman no longer receives that as affection or care or sacrifice. She sees it as something that's unattractive. Then you lose her to a guy who don't even care nothing about her. And all he's doing is this. He enrolled her. That's half a context. Fast forward. This is the story of Zabron and Lakaya. Zabron was a mid-level streamer who met Cooking Lakaya, and they started hanging out together, and Cooking Lakaya blew up. And my boy Zabron was happy that she blew up, but she became much bigger than him, and he fell in love. So much so that when Streamers University came out a few months ago, she got an invite to go to Akron, Ohio. He didn't, but he flew there with her, trying to find her. And once he flew there with her and found her twerking on some dudes, he lost his stuff.
So I don't know if y'all been keeping up with Streaming University, but some shit just went on with Cooking with Kaya and her boyfriend, Zabron. Mind you, Kaya went out to the club with everybody else just having fun, and I want to say a fan, but we're going to say a fan touched her, who Don't go to her at all, y'all. Red flag number 1. He don't go to Cooking with Kaya. He starts tweeting about her. Calling her out her name, calling her all type of bitch. Making it seem like she just support her.
What? Yeah, basically, he's watching his girlfriend twerking on another guy, and she knows the guy is there. We all saw the clip. Stop the show. We can't play it on YouTube, but yeah. So she's trying to blame Zay for basically not going to her after he just saw what we all saw, which was booty bouncing and clapping it up on a group of dudes. And yes, the dude did grab her butt, and she didn't know he did it, and was not even worried about it. But the next part is shocking.
So, you know, Kaya's streaming. Everybody's filming her chats about what he's posting. So she goes to address the situation, but she also states that she don't like to do this internet stuff. It's not for the internet. It's really strictly between them. But since he brought it on the internet, she couldn't address it. Mind you, Kaya addresses it, but she also addresses how she's taking care of him. He's living in her house rent-free for almost over a year. Basically, she's supporting this man. So she's supporting you, but you took it upon yourself to go to the internet about her instead of coming to her about what you've seen.
She's saying that Zabron moved in with her, and she was taking care of a lot of the bills, and basically Zabron had just become down bad. And Cooking with Kaya acknowledged that after the breakup.
Just stream, do something, you know, just establish yourself. Because if I'm up here and you down here, and I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm just saying, like, we need to be, I feel like a good couple should be on the same level, or maybe the man should be, like, a little bit higher than the woman. So I was trying to encourage him to get on his stuff.
So Cooking with Kaya's like, look, man, I want you to do something. You're not doing enough. You're not lit. Like, you're a man. You're supposed to be at least on my level or the level above, and that's not you. And you know what? She's right. A lot of guys just gotta understand that, you know, when you love somebody and they start to change and you don't, it's unattractive. Now, let me just say this. If I'm a man and my woman isn't getting the same kind of money as me, you know, hey, listen, no, we're probably not going to be mad about that, right? Men don't think like that. But women inherently do, I believe. If a woman starts matriculating and doing better in her life, and you're staying the same, well, if she gets opportunities to look at something different, it's going to make her think about something different. And if that something different is replacing you, then guess who's going to get replaced?
Ready-to-eat meal delivery services are not created equal. At Factor, it's personal. Everything is done from scratch.
Yo ass! Is Zabron, to his credit, he at least understood it.
This is crazy. Y'all don't even think how much I've seen. The fact that you're most of this is so crazy. Because the bookings she was getting, I was negotiating the bookings. I was bringing her in for money. The 21s, I thought she was going to do that 21 for 8K. Bro, I talked about the $20,000, man. I wanted her to go up, but I knew what she had going on. I knew she was going viral, and I wanted her to be the best out of it. See, me, I did slow down my life. I did. I stopped streaming. I fell in love. Yeah, I wanted to do it all the time.
for us Jews, I wrote my own. Wow. So I, an Ashkenazi, have no genetic or ancestral ties to the region of historic Palestine. So I, an Ashkenazi, have no... And yet Israel still claims it's my homeland, which I can move to and become a citizen of under the ironically named Law of Return.
A grand rising kings and queens, welcome back to my new space. All of you across the ocean and the African peace, love, and elevation. And all of you. Now, today I'm stepping into one of the deepest, most controversial, and love-hidden truths of all time. Jewish Americans are now finding out through DNA tests that they are not the real Jews. Now, the question is, who are the real Jews? Because those who have been knowing for all times that are the real Jews ain't the real Jews. But in this video, we are going to find out. This commentary is not just about genetics, it's about identity, history, and spiritual power. Stay tuned to the end. Now, before I continue, I want to put these clips, and then we come back to my commentary.
You heard of the Cruzali?
Yeah, that's us. That's me, actually. Okay. So, what is your... this is a question that comes from outside of Israel. What is your opinion about the theory that Ashkenazim came from Cruzali? It seems a little bit... it's quite obvious that white Jewish people, Ashkenazi, you are not genetically, as much as I can tell, not that excellent, but they don't look the same like Arab Jewish people that came from Arab countries and Ethiopians. I don't think there's a lot of, there may be some genetic places, but there's a lot of genetic differences. And any theory that says that we're not genetically come from the same ancestors makes sense to me.
Ashkenaz is one of the Gentile nations. Now, 80 to 85% of today's so-called Jewry, those who claim to be Jews in the world today, 80 to 85% of them are what is known as Ashkenazi Jews. And an Ashkenazi Jew is so named because he primarily descends from this guy in the Bible named Ashkenaz, which is clearly listed as one of the
After I took the pregnancy test, everything just changed.
Cameron, age 26. A furniture salesman accused of playing musical chairs with his girlfriend's home. Sometime near sundown, Cameron leaves work. The suspect walks around the strip mall to a coffee shop where he meets with an unidentified figure. The suspect and his coffee date go inside and order a couple cups of joe. Taking their drinks back outside, Cameron and his mysterious friend grab a table on the side.
He started being distant. It was like he didn't talk to me about anything anymore. Not like the way he used to. Which was weird to me because we were always the type of couple to where we could just tell each other everything. Sometimes I feel like he's not only interested in me, but I kind of feel like he's not even interested in the child anymore. Just like he doesn't do like the little things that he used to do for me. Like he doesn't rub my back. He doesn't make me ring the noodles like he used to. He doesn't take me to doctor's appointments as often as he used to. Like he's just his lack of interest. It just goes way down.
Cheater's operatives notice something amiss when Cameron leaves his premises to use his apartment. The couple continues with their coffee for some time. After a while, the suspect moves his companion to his vehicle, tailed by the cheater's supporters. Cameron drives across town, finally arriving at the home. He escorts his femme fatale. Cameron joins the pretty woman inside. Much later, the suspect leaves and drives home with his concealed pistol.
I'm definitely not prepared to move on with him if he's cheating, but I would be lying and move on with the rest of my life. I just like it takes months, sometimes even more. It doesn't just disappear. A relationship without trust is very hard. Without trust, communication.
Cheater's investigators stake out the suspect. This evening, Cameron takes his way around the street. Cheater's local detachment trails closely as the suspect deciding he has plenty of time to spare, Cameron joins Hannigan inside. Quite some time passes before the cheater's surveillance team sees Cameron again, slinking home to a apartment in Brickland. As with previous days, cheater's detectives continue to watch Mr. Cameron's residence. The suspect leaves and dashes to his previously closed keys. Hannigan gets into Cameron's vehicle. The suspect is complaining speed to a shopping center. Crossing the line to the entrance, Cameron uses a around area. Inside the store, the couple shop in the home decor section. Eventually, the twosome return to their car with goods in hand, and the suspect returns his self-recharge back to her home. Just as Cheater's detectives expect, Cameron joins Hannigan inside for a number of hours. When the suspect finally leaves, the Cheater squad heads back to headquarters to collate their case for a downtrodden Crystal. Coming up, the confrontation.
that all clues point to an affair, Cheaters gathers evidence for Crystal's scrutiny. With her heart threatening to break from the stress, Crystal steels herself to view the truth.
First thing I'd like to say, Crystal, is thank you for coming out this evening. As you know, we have conducted our investigation. And my question for you is, are you prepared to see what we've come up with?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Crystal, we begin our investigation outside of Cameron's workplace. A few minutes later, you see Cameron emerge. He walks to a coffee shop and meets up with this woman. Continuing on, after getting their drinks, they sit on a table right outside the coffee shop and begin to converse back and forth. Then he leans in and kisses her. After finishing their coffee, they proceed to Cameron's vehicle, get in together, and leave the coffee shop. They arrive at this residence. As we see the car lights turn off, the female gets out of the vehicle, and so does Cameron. Some hours pass. We see Cameron leave, he gets into his vehicle, and he drives away. Continuing on our investigation, as our detectives follow Cameron, he arrives at that same home from the previous day, and that female emerges. She gets into the vehicle, and our detectives follow. They arrive at a movie bar and grill. They sit down and have a few drinks. They sit at this table together, and he begins to romantically play with her hair. After they finish their drinks, moments later, they exit the bar. He then escorts her to his vehicle and opens the door. After closing the door, he receives a phone call before he gets into his vehicle. What you're about to hear is the audio from that. Tell me if you remember this, Crystal. After finishing up that phone call saying he's playing poker with his boys while that woman's sitting in the car, they return to her residence. That's when we see Cameron go inside wearing a t-shirt. And that's when a few hours pass and we see Cameron emerge in a completely different outfit.
What?
Yeah, he changed his clothes. At this point in time, why don't we go ahead and get the vans? I know exactly where their location is. They're at that same residence.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely. So, why don't we get on the road?
Yeah, we can, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. Right this way.
Okay.
How you doing, Miss?
Alright, how are you?
Good. I'm Clark Gable. I'm with the television show Cheers. Is Cameron here?
Yeah, he's here. That's my boyfriend.
Well, I got his girlfriend out here who's pregnant with his child, 9 months. Hey, Cameron?
Who? That's a girlfriend?
Cameron, how you doing? Who's all these people?
Whoa, so what the is this? So what is this? So what is this? So what is this? Who is this? Who is this? What is this? What is this? What is this though? What is this though? What is this though?
Let's get out.
Get off my boy. Go. Who is this?
That's who he shares a home with.
You live with her?
What's your name?
My name's Chelsea.
Chelsea.
You come around my face.
Why you bring all these people?
What do you mean, who is all these people? Don't worry about the cameras, boo. What is this? What is this? No, don't touch me.
Well, they've been together for a year. They live together. They share a home.
Is that right? And that's his baby?
That is his baby.
Coming up next, the conclusion.
So what is this? So what is this?
That's who he shares a home with.
And that's his baby?
That is his baby. She's about a week out from having that child.
Is that right? This your girlfriend? This your girlfriend? This your girlfriend? This your baby? This your baby?
No, explain.
You ain't gonna say
Cause I'm real good at playing people.
that's your baby?
So I don't really.
But you been up in here laying up with me?
It is what it
This bitch 9 months pregnant? And you laying up in mama house?
Yes,
Go on.
Cameron, please tell me. Please tell me. No, come here. Come here. Who you telling to watch out though? Who you telling? No, I don't.
There's cameras out in front of my mother house, out in front of my face.
You need to explain. No, don't worry about your child, because you wasn't worried about your child when you was up in there.
We were playing.
Mama, and you laying for my mother house. I can't believe it. Go on, you can do that with your bitch. Go ahead.
So today we're going to see how many cards we can buy on the Whatnot app for $100. Just joined a single stream here. Going to see, okay, we're at $11. 15. Could I hold it down for $21? Boom. Try to join this break. Let's go. Just caught a W. Let's see what we get here. We'll take the Texans. All right, we're going to do something here. We're going to...
From cheaters presented to the false-hearted to
Leave my daughter alone!
Shannon comes to Cheaters for help in determining the truth. I'm Clark Gable, and this is Cheaters.
Everything was great in the beginning. He would take me out, he would buy me things, and he was like the ideal boyfriend. Since I left and moved away to go to college, I would have to go see him every week. Like, it's been a downward spiral, and it's been getting worse and worse. And he doesn't ask me to come over. He doesn't even anticipate me coming to see him. And when I do come to see him, he just is very different and always busy doing something while I'm around.
Chris Valle, age 22. A data entry clerk suspected of going lowercase on another woman's keyboard. Cheater sends a squad to cover the suspect's workplace. Sometime in the afternoon, an unknown female driving a pickup truck picks up Valle. Unknowingly tailed by the cheater's team, the suspect and his friend arrive at a restaurant. The pair go inside and grab a table. Once inside, the suspect and his mysterious companion have a sumptuous meal on the patio. Sometime later, the two finish their repast and head for the truck.
When I went into town one day, there was a family dinner, and it was for the holidays. And while we were all eating, he got a call, and he had to get up and walk away. And so I ended up asking him who was on the phone. I was curious, and he told me it was his friend Cameron, who he was in the military overseas. And I actually knew Cameron's sister, and I talked to his sister. Cameron was not overseas, so immediately I knew he was lying to me, and I don't know why he would lie to me about that. When I confronted him about lying to me, he just pointed the finger at me. This has definitely been affecting my college, it's been affecting my grades. It wouldn't just affect me, it would affect his family, it would affect my family. So I really just want to figure out, is there something up with him?
Cheaters detectives keep vigil over the suspect's residence. During daylight, Valle hops into his truck and leaves. The suspect meets the woman from previous surveillance, now identified only as Stacy. The pair walk into a family planning clinic. Sometime later, Valle and Stacy emerge from the building. The suspect escorts his maiden to her vehicle. Valle then follows her to a shopping strip. The pair cross the lot to a restaurant. Once inside, Valle and Stacy engage in what appears to be a rather serious conversation.
Valle becomes visibly upset, at which point Stacy leans over and gives him a comforting hug. After the meal, the twosome head back to the truck. They hug and kiss for a moment, and as Stacy walks back to her own truck, Valle hops into his vehicle for the ride home. Cheater's operatives continue to stake out the suspect's residence. Valle waits outside by the mailbox. Now, Stacy arrives to pick up the suspect. Stacy chauffeurs Valle around the neighborhood and stops at a bank. The pair go in, and after some time, they emerge from the bank. The cheater's team follows tightly as Stacy drives the suspect back home. This time, however, Stacy joins Valle inside. After a while, the suspect and his date reappear. Valle has his arm draped over Stacy's shoulders as he escorts his second girlfriend back to her truck. A sweet goodbye kiss signals the end of the day. Cheater's agents prepare to give Shannon a truthful awakening. Coming up.
With her boyfriend's deceit fully exposed, Cheaters contacts Shannon to review the surveillance. Close to tears, but with her father nearby to boost her morale, Shannon resolves to view the truth.
Shannon, Mike, I want to say thank you for coming out this evening. Understand it. Had a big step away to come out here with your daughter, and as you guys do know, we have conducted our investigation. We have some pretty interesting findings. My question is for the two of you, are you ready to see that? Fair enough. We begin our investigation outside of Chris's residence. A few minutes later, we see him emerge, and he gets into his truck. As our detectives follow,
Ultra Fire cervical care pillow. Even orthopedic doctors are using it. Orthopedic expert recommendation. Cervical traction pillow. Developed by more than 30 engineers. Each area has been professional to provide comfort for all sleeping positions. Support the neck and shoulder, relieve neck and shoulder pain, and sleep comfortably. I like this pillow very much. Can effectively alleviate the problem of cervical spine. High quality goose velvet fill. Soft and high breathable, quickly rebound in 5 seconds. Long-term use will not deform. The neck is stiff or uncomfortable. Try this pillow. It is popular all over the world, specially developed for cervical discomfort.
Chris arrives at a shopping center. I'm gonna stop it right there. You guys recognize her at all? That blonde girl? You've never seen her? Never seen her. How about you, Shannon? No? They meet at a shopping center, get out together, and walk up to a free medical clinic. They go inside, and a few moments later, we see Chris walk her out to her truck. She leaves, and he follows in his. They arrive at a restaurant where we see the two of them walking hand in hand. That's when they sit down and begin to have a discussion back and forth. You all right? I know this is really hard to watch, but we'll get through this as quick as possible and get you your answers. After finishing up in that clinic, in the restaurant, they're by Chris's truck, and Chris receives a phone call. Shannon, he walks away from this girl and picks up his phone. What you're about to hear is the audio from that phone call. Tell me if you remember this.
Hey, baby, how are you? I'm good, baby. How are you? Great. What are you up to? Nothing much. Just got done snorkeling. I can see you. Very excited. Oh, I'm excited. I really can't wait. I was going to ask you, my brother and dad are going camping next weekend. Do you want to make them? I can. I got some stuff to do with the family. All right. Well, hey, baby, I got to go. I got to do some errands. Okay. Love you. All right. I love you, too.
After finishing up that phone call and seeing that girl shake her head, Chris then goes over and lays a very, very, very serious kiss on that girl. She then waltzes away. Chris gets in his truck, and he leaves. On this day of our investigation, we are outside of Chris's home. We see this truck pull up with a blonde female in the driver's seat. She picks up Chris, and they drive away. As our detectives follow, they arrive at a bank. They get out of the vehicle, and they walk into the bank together. After leaving the bank, they return to Chris's residence, then they go inside. We see them walk out arm in arm, being rather cheerful with each other. Chris once again opens his door, gives her a kiss. She gets in, and he goes back inside.
the first person I've ever loved.
Citizen,
I can't believe he did that.
I know that you consider Chris to be a son to you. So this is shocking. We know exactly where they are. They're at a campsite. We get on the road right now. We can go confront them. My question is for you, Mike, and you as well, Shannon. Are you prepared to do this?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yes.
All right, let's go right this way, please.
Right now.
Let's go.
What's going on?
Yo, what the?
Who the hell are you?
Hey, Chris, what's going on, man?
What is wrong with you? Seriously? Who the heck is that?
That's my friend. I'm sorry.
Yo, you're liar. Are you serious?
Shut up!
Chris,
Where's your pants
who
at?
is this?
My friend.
That's your friend?
I'm not your friend. I'm pregnant with this baby. What the hell are you talking about?
Pregnant with this
Are
baby?
you serious right now? What the f are you?
I'm a son. Who do you think I am? I'm a father.
Get off of me.
You leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
You leave her alone.
Really?
I'm her father.
Get out of my face.
Back off of me. You don't touch me. I'll do anytime I want to. No, you will not. You leave my daughter alone. You don't get in my face. Get out of my face. I'm in your face now. No, you gotta stop. Let me tell you something, son. I trusted you. I trusted you. Get away from me. Get away from me.
Please stop yelling at
I
me.
trusted you. And you
Tell me.
What's going on? Why did you bring this shit with my boyfriend? You weren't even in town. He's breaking up with you next weekend. No, we were gonna get married, okay? Yeah, that's what he told you before he knocked my ass up.
Coming up, the conclusion. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man?
What is wrong with you? Who the heck is that?
You leave my daughter alone.
We were gonna get married, okay? Yeah, that's what he told you before he knocked my ass up. Tell him, babe, you're gonna stay with me, right?
Shut up.
He said my
Shut
baby.
up.
Tell me to
You
shut
shut
up.
up.
Daddy, hold on.
You son. Get your hand up. You were my son at one time. You were never my father. Now. Never my father. Now. You were never my father. Get off me. No. Get the off me.
Let go of him.
You need to back the off you right now. You need to get. I know you're pregnant. I know you're pregnant. You need to get away from me. You need to back off.
Exactly.
Because I know what I'm capable of right now. Little girl. You get that?
Get him out of my face.
No.
Why not?
Get him out of my face.
I haven't done anything to
I'm
you.
trying to protect you and your baby.
Well,
Get
then
out of here.
you're nasty.
Get out of the way.
Well, then move.
Until now, game changer. They have a wire trimming head that's universal. It's going to fit any weed eater. They have different size leads on it. They have a 3 and a 6. I went with the 6 because I'm never changing weed eater strings again. These are absolutely awesome. I don't know what took them so long.
Here's what e-bike manufacturers will never tell you when you're buying their products. What if I told you that 87% of e-bike owners unknowingly destroy their battery within the first 6 months? That's not user error. 87% fail because they follow habits that seem helpful but are actually battery killers. Picture yourself excited about eco-friendly commuting, only to face a $600 battery replacement bill before your first year is over. In this video, I'm revealing the 13 things you're doing right now that are systematically destroying your e-bike. And trust me, number 1 will shock you. It's something that 95% of owners do every single night, thinking they're being responsible. Stay until the end, because this isn't just maintenance advice. It's your guide to avoiding the expensive mistakes that turn dream e-bikes into costly nightmares. Let's start our countdown and work our way up to the absolute worst mistake that's costing e-bike owners the most money. These aren't minor inconveniences. These are expensive habits that can destroy components worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Understanding your e-bike's vulnerabilities is crucial because these machines combine traditional bicycle mechanics with sophisticated electrical components. When you make mistakes with either system, the costs add up fast. A high-quality battery replacement alone can cost $500 or more, and that's just one component. Number 13, ignoring manufacturer's guidelines. Starting our list is something that seems harmless, but can void your warranty and cause unexpected failures throughout your e-bike's life. Most e-bike owners treat the owner's manual like optional reading, but manufacturer guidelines cover everything from charging procedures to component inspection schedules. When you ignore these guidelines, you're essentially flying blind with a complex machine that requires specific care. Manufacturers spend thousands of hours testing their products to determine optimal maintenance schedules and usage parameters. When you deviate from these recommendations, you're entering uncharted territory where component failures become unpredictable. The warranty implications alone make this mistake expensive. Most e-bike warranties require proof that you followed maintenance schedules and usage guidelines. If a motor fails and you can't demonstrate proper care, you might be facing a $1,000 repair bill instead of a warranty replacement. Users on forums consistently stress the importance of actually reading and following the manual for optimal performance. The few minutes spent reading guidelines can save hundreds of dollars in preventable repairs and ensure your e-bike performs as designed throughout its lifespan. Number 12, not cleaning your e-bike. Neglecting regular cleaning might seem like a minor aesthetic issue, but dirt, grime, and moisture accumulation can cause serious corrosion and mechanical problems. E-bikes are exposed to road salt, mud, rain, and debris that can damage both mechanical and electrical components over time. Corrosion is particularly problematic for e-bikes because it affects metal parts throughout the drivetrain and can impair electrical connections. When dirt builds up around the motor housing, it can trap heat and moisture, leading to premature component failure. Chain and cassette wear accelerates dramatically when contaminated with grime. The cleaning process itself requires care with e-bikes. While regular bicycles can handle pressure washers, e-bikes need gentler cleaning methods to protect electrical components. Using a regular hose and avoiding high-pressure water around the motor and battery connections prevents water intrusion that could cause expensive electrical failures. Regular cleaning also serves as an inspection opportunity. When you clean your e-bike weekly, you're more likely to notice loose bolts, worn components, or developing issues before they become major problems. This preventive approach can catch problems early when they're cheaper and easier to fix. Number 11, exceeding weight limits. Every e-bike has a maximum weight capacity that includes the rider, cargo, and any accessories. Consistently exceeding these limits puts excessive strain on the motor, battery, frame, and wheels, leading to premature wear and potential safety failures. Motor burnout is a common consequence of overloading. E-bike motors are designed to provide assistance within specific parameters. When you consistently exceed weight limits, the motor works harder, generates more heat, and wears out faster. Motor replacements can cost $800 to $1,500 depending on the system. Frame stress is another serious concern. E-bike frames are engineered to handle specific loads, and exceeding these limits can cause stress fractures or complete failures. Frame failures are particularly dangerous because they can occur suddenly while riding, potentially causing serious injuries. Cargo e-bikes are especially susceptible to overloading because their large carrying capacity can tempt users to exceed safe limits. Even though these bikes are designed for heavy loads, they still have maximum capacities that shouldn't be exceeded. Users consistently report component failures when they ignore weight limits, particularly on cargo e-bikes used for delivery or family transportation. Number 10, overusing the throttle. While the throttle provides convenient power on demand, relying on it excessively instead of using pedal assist can overtax the motor and drain the battery much faster than intended. Throttle-heavy riding forces the motor to work at maximum output without the efficiency benefits of pedal assistance.
Right.
Motor overheating becomes a serious risk when the throttle is used constantly, especially on hills or during extended rides. E-bike motors generate heat during operation, and throttle-only riding prevents the natural cooling that occurs during pedal-assisted riding. Overheated motors can suffer permanent damage, requiring expensive. Overheating becomes a serious risk when the throttle is used constantly, especially on hills or during extended rides. E-bike motors generate heat during operation, and throttle-only riding prevents the natural cooling that occurs during pedal-assisted riding. Overheated motors can suffer permanent damage requiring expensive
Ladies, mix pink salt, lemon, and 2 fridge door ingredients and get ready to turn heads with your summer body. Today,
repairs or complete replacement. Battery drain accelerates dramatically with throttle use compared to pedal assist modes. While pedal assist supplements your pedaling effort efficiently, throttle use demands full motor power regardless of your input. This can reduce your range by 50% or more, limiting your riding options and requiring more frequent charging. The solution involves using pedal assist whenever possible and reserving throttle use for specific situations like starting from stops or short bursts when needed. Riders consistently report improved motor longevity and better battery life when they balance throttle use with pedal assistance, treating the throttle as a supplement rather than the primary power source. Number 9, not maintaining proper tire pressure. Incorrect tire pressure affects every aspect of your e-bike's performance and can cause extensive problems throughout the system. Low pressure increases rolling resistance, forcing the motor and battery to work harder to maintain speed. High pressure makes tires more susceptible to damage and provides poor traction and comfort. Battery drain increases significantly with underinflated tires because the motor must compensate for the additional rolling resistance. This can reduce your range by 20 to 30%, essentially shortening every ride and requiring more frequent charging cycles that wear out the battery faster. Tire damage becomes more likely at both pressure extremes. Underinflated tires are prone to pinch flats when hitting obstacles, while overinflated tires can blow out or suffer sidewall damage. E-bike tires are expensive to replace, often costing $50 to $100 each, and tire failures during rides can be dangerous. This solution requires checking tire pressure regularly, ideally weekly, and maintaining the pressure within the manufacturer's recommended range. Most e-bike tires perform best at pressures between 40 to 65 psi, but always check your specific tire sidewall markings. Users consistently report fewer flaps and better range when they maintain proper tire pressure as part of their regular maintenance routine. Number 8, neglecting chain maintenance. The chain is one of the hardest working components on any bicycle, and e-bikes put additional stress on drivetrain components due to the extra power from the motor. Failing to clean and lubricate the chain regularly causes accelerated wear throughout the entire drivetrain system. Chain wear affects more than just the chain itself. A worn chain causes premature wear on the cassette and chain rings, turning a $30 chain replacement into a $200 to $300 drivetrain overhaul. E-bike drivetrains are particularly expensive because they're built to handle the additional torque from electric motors. Poor shifting performance results from chain neglect, making rides less enjoyable and potentially dangerous when you can't shift properly in traffic or challenging terrain. A dirty, unlubricated chain also increases the load on the motor, reducing efficiency and battery life. Regular chain maintenance involves cleaning the chain every few hundred miles and lubricating it appropriately for your riding conditions. Wet lubricants work better in rainy conditions but attract more dirt, while dry lubricants stay cleaner but need more frequent application. Users on cycling forums consistently emphasize that chain neglect is the most common cause of drivetrain problems and the easiest to prevent with minimal effort. Before we continue with the top 7 most destructive habits, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more e-bike maintenance tips that can save you hundreds of dollars in repairs. Number 7, ignoring battery warning signs. Battery problems rarely happen suddenly. They usually develop gradually with warning signs that many riders ignore until it's too late. Signs like reduced range, longer charging times, unusual heat during charging, or physical swelling indicate potential internal damage that needs immediate attention. Swollen batteries represent a serious safety hazard that goes beyond just performance issues. A swollen battery can damage the frame or other components and poses fire risks. Continuing to use a swollen battery can lead to catastrophic failure that could destroy your entire e-bike or cause property damage. Reduced range often gets dismissed as normal aging, but sudden range drops can indicate cell failures or charging system problems. Early intervention can sometimes extend battery life or prevent complete failure, while ignoring the signs usually leads to sudden, complete battery death at the worst possible moment. Professional inspection becomes crucial when warning signs appear. While some battery issues can be resolved through recalibration or charging system adjustments, others require immediate battery replacement for safety reasons. Consumer Reports highlights that early intervention can prevent major battery issues and potentially save hundreds of dollars compared to emergency replacements. Number 6, frequent unnecessary charging. Many e-bike owners develop a habit of plugging in their bike after every ride, regardless of the battery level. While this might seem like good preparation, frequent unnecessary charging actually accelerates battery wear by increasing the total number of charge cycles. Every battery has a limited number of charge cycles before its capacity begins to diminish significantly. Most e-bike batteries are rated for 500 to 1,000 full charge cycles. When you charge a battery from 70% to 100% after a short ride, you're using a partial cycle unnecessarily, reducing the battery's total lifespan. The optimal charging strategy involves letting the battery drain to 20 to 30% before recharging, maximizing the useful energy from each cycle. This approach significantly extends battery life compared to frequent top-off charging after.
Big Tech hates this, and they're scrambling to shut it down, because this $99 million military-grade stealth drone is now in the hands of everyday
short rides. Riders on forums consistently note that avoiding unnecessary charging extends battery life measurably. The key is planning your charging around actual needs rather than convenience. Charging when the battery actually needs it, rather than just because you're home. This simple change in habits can extend battery life by months or even years. Number 5, improper battery storage. When you're not using your e-bike for extended periods, how you store the battery can determine whether it's ready to ride when you return or needs expensive replacement. Storing batteries at full charge or completely drained for long periods causes permanent capacity loss. Lithium-ion batteries used in most e-bikes perform best when stored at partial charge levels around 50 to 60%. Storing at 100% charge puts stress on the battery cells, while storing at 0% can cause deep discharge damage that permanently reduces capacity. Temperature control during storage is equally important. Batteries stored in hot garages or cold basements experience accelerated aging compared to those stored at room temperature. Extreme temperatures can cause permanent chemical changes in the battery that reduce capacity and lifespan. The proper storage routine involves charging the battery to 50 to 60%, storing it in a cool, dry location, and checking it every few months to maintain charge levels. Users consistently report better battery longevity when they follow partial charge storage practices, especially for seasonal riders who store their bikes for months at a time. Number 4, charging in extreme temperatures. Temperature has a dramatic effect on battery chemistry, and charging in very hot or cold conditions can permanently damage your battery's ability to hold a charge. Most riders don't realize that charging temperature is just as important as storage temperature. Charging in temperatures below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit can permanently reduce battery capacity. Cold charging can cause lithium plating, which reduces capacity and creates safety hazards. Hot charging accelerates chemical breakdown in the battery cells, leading to premature aging and reduced performance. The damage from extreme temperature charging is usually permanent and cumulative. Each time you charge in extreme conditions, you're causing a small amount of irreversible damage that adds up over time. This makes temperature control crucial for maximizing battery lifespan and maintaining performance. The solution requires bringing the battery indoors for charging when temperatures are extreme. Room temperature charging between 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit optimizes battery health and charging efficiency. Experts consistently note that temperature damage is a common issue for riders in extreme climates who don't take precautions. Number 3, using an incompatible charger. Using the wrong charger might seem like a minor convenience issue, mismatch can also damage the bike's charging system, requiring expensive repairs to multiple components. Always use the manufacturer-produced charger or a specifically recommended replacement. When you need a replacement charger, contact the manufacturer directly, rather than assuming any charger with the right connector will work. Users on forums have reported complete battery failures after experimenting with third-party chargers that seemed compatible, but had subtle electrical differences. Number 2, letting the battery drain completely. Regularly allowing your battery to drain to 0% before recharging is one of the most destructive habits you can develop with an e-bike. Deep discharge puts enormous stress on lithium-ion batteries and can cause permanent capacity loss that accumulates over time. Deep discharge causes chemical changes in the battery cells that are partially irreversible. Each time you drain the battery completely, you're permanently reducing its maximum capacity. This effect compounds over time, leading to batteries that may only hold 60 to 70% of their original capacity after a year of abuse. Range anxiety ironically makes this problem worse. Riders who frequently drain their batteries completely often develop anxiety about running out of power, leading to more frequent charging that doesn't fully address the underlying capacity loss from deep discharge damage. The optimal charging strategy involves recharging when the battery reaches 20 to 30% capacity. This approach maximizes battery lifespan while providing plenty of safety margin for unexpected longer rides. Riders consistently report noticeable range reduction when they frequently drain batteries completely, while those who charge earlier maintain better performance over time. Number 1, overcharging the battery. The most common and destructive mistake e-bike owners make is leaving their battery plugged in for extended periods, especially overnight charging that continues long after the battery reaches 100%. While most modern chargers have smart features that reduce charging current when full prolonged connection, still stresses battery cells and can cause overheating. Overcharging causes heat buildup that accelerates. Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court or pay expensive upfront legal fees. Listen, if you've been in a car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, you could be owed a significant cash payout. While most victims are struggling with insurance companies and lawyers, others are receiving 6- and 7-figure payouts without ever stepping foot in court. Here's how to never have to worry about money after a car accident. It's called the 2025 Compensation Program, and we recently launched it across a couple more states to help victims get the maximum amount they're owed without the usual hassles of dealing with insurance directly, going to court, or paying expensive upfront legal fees. And right now, we're looking for 10 more car accident victims who want to try this program for free and get paid maximum accident compensation. No more money problems, no more stress, creates chemical breakdown in the battery cells. This heat damage is cumulative and irreversible, gradually reducing the battery's capacity and lifespan. The convenient habit of overnight charging can cost you hundreds of dollars in premature battery replacement. Safety risks make overcharging particularly concerning. Overheated batteries can pose fire hazards, especially when charging in enclosed spaces like garages or basements. The combination of heat buildup in electrical components creates conditions where fires can start and spread rapidly. The solution requires developing better charging habits that prioritize battery health over convenience. Using a timer for overnight charging, unplugging when the battery reaches 100%, or charging during times when you can monitor the process all help prevent overcharging damage. Expert sources consistently recommend setting timers for overnight charging and unplugging batteries once they're full. This simple habit change can extend battery life by years and eliminate the safety risks associated with prolonged charging. The few minutes of extra attention to your charging routine can save hundreds of dollars and prevent potentially dangerous situations. These 13 mistakes represent the most common ways e-bike owners unknowingly damage their expensive investments. The costs of these habits add up quickly, turning minor oversights into major repair bills. Battery replacements alone can cost $500 to $800, while motor repairs can exceed $1,000. Preventing these problems through proper care and maintenance habits protects your investment and ensures years of reliable riding. Now that you know the 13 ways you've been destroying your e-bike, you're probably wondering which bikes can actually handle real-world abuse. Some e-bikes break from normal use while others are built tough.
electric mountain bikes you can buy, which bikes survive the mistakes most riders make.
If this is under $60, I'm gonna buy it. Oh my gosh, do you want to look? Yeah. It is $69.99. Oh, they're so close. It's so cute. It's so cute. If this Queen Lincoln is under $50, ooh, I'll buy it. I think you might be getting it. $30. $30 bucks. $30 bucks. Oh, that's a steal. This is under $10. I'll buy it. It's heavy. It's really heavy. $7.99. Give me one too. I'll get one. This is under $7. I'm gonna buy it. No. No, you can try again. No, it's okay.
I emphasize again, it is free to join my community. The stocks I share are also free. The techniques and strategies I...
Those who have watched The Matrix tend to categorize the story as black and white. Heroes versus villains. Good versus evil. But after each sequel and spin-off, after each piece of media was deciphered, we learned that the truth is much more complicated, and that perhaps there are no clear heroes or villains. One of the most beloved and hated characters in the Matrix franchise is Cypher, the Judas who betrayed the Savior and his followers, so that he could be rewarded with the prize of returning to the simulation, rich and famous, and with all the delicious and juicy steaks he could eat. But ironically, time proved that this man was telling the truth, and that behind his words and actions lie a warning of what was really happening inside the Matrix. Cypher saw through the lies of the Oracle and Morpheus, but his treachery only resulted in his demise. What happens when a person who was freed from the Matrix chooses to return to that prison? Was Cypher right? As we continue to wait for news about The Matrix 5, let's take a look back at 5 interesting details and theories about Cypher, the traitor, or prophet, depending on how you interpret his story. Do you want to know his secrets? And could he possibly return in The Matrix 5? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Why aren't you showing me a fucking map, bro?
Number 5. Did Cypher try to warn Neo? This scene begins just as it did in the film. Neo finds Cypher navigating the computers alone, serving the Matrix while the rest of the crew is asleep. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. Now don't tell him I told you this, but this ain't the first time Morpheus thought he found the one. Really, you bet your ass. It keeps him going. Maybe it keeps all of us going. How many were there? 5. Since I've been here. What happened to them? Dead. All dead. How? Honestly? Morpheus. You got them all amped up believing in bullshit. I watched each one of them take on an agent, and I watched each one of them die. Little piece of advice? You see an agent, you do what we do. Run. Run your ass off. Look, I'm not trying to spook you. I just want to help, and I'm not going to bullshit you. See, this is the real world, and the real world ain't about heroes and miracles. This world's about one thing. Survival. That's all there is. This small piece of dialogue changes a major plot point completely. Cypher's motivations. It does also change part of the story, but Cypher's portrayal in the script wasn't fueled by greed alone. Cypher was mad at Morpheus, not only because of his persuasiveness that tricked him into taking the red pill, but because his mistakes cost the lives of 5 innocent people. Morpheus was turned into a radical of the Oracle. He blindly believed in her so much that he led red pills to their deaths, sacrificed because of Morpheus's beliefs. Cypher's hatred is understandable, empathetic even. He witnessed how Morpheus awakens a person who he found interesting and convinces that person of being the one, just to have them killed, and then moves on to the next. A cycle of death that has repeated 5 times already. This is why Morpheus warns Neo in the training simulation that every person who has faced an agent has died.
Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
He is referring to Neo's predecessors, the ones that Morpheus led to their deaths. But there is something that is bugging us. In the other deleted scene, Morpheus mentions they had lost hope in finding the one. He was doubting himself and the prophecy, but after seeing Neo, he knew that he was the one. Morpheus had an epiphany that convinced him that Neo was the one in the prophecy. But why? What's so special about Neo from the other potentials? Neo spends his nights on the net, looking for stories about the Matrix, hacking, and breaking multiple cyber laws. During the day, he is Thomas Anderson, a programmer for one of the biggest software companies in the world, Metacortex. Neo is no different from any other red pill. He designs programs and sells them illegally. But Trinity was much more skilled than Neo when it came to computers. She's the infamous computer whiz who hacked into the IRS database. Also, The Oracle's home is full of young potentials with reality-bending abilities, like the Spoon Boy. Neo didn't have any special abilities until after he resurrected in the Matrix, though he did manage to bend the spoon. So if Trinity was better skilled at computers, and there were more powerful potentials, then what convinced Morpheus that Neo was the one? This leads us to a sad realization. Morpheus believes in Neo just as he believed in the other five. There is nothing special about Neo. For Morpheus, each person who he has awakened was the one. He simply has faith. This is the control that the Oracle has over Morpheus, the ability to erase his reasoning and replace it with irrational thought, a prophecy based on hopelessness. Putting ourselves in Cypher's shoes, we can't empathize with him. We may not condone his actions, but we can kind of understand them. Cypher was another person who was led by a fanatic of a belief that was imposed by the machines. He was a pragmatist, and was in love with a woman who also follows the prophecies of this oracle. He was rational, so being surrounded by people who spoke about a magical prophecy made no sense for him. Therefore, the most logical thing to do for his well-being is to forget and return to the Matrix. His request to forget everything carries more weight in the script. In the film, we thought that the reason for Cypher wanting to erase his memories of the Matrix and the real world was because knowing the truth wouldn't allow him to enjoy his new life.
I don't remember nothing. Nothing. Instead?
But the script's dialogue tells a different story. Sure, he wanted to forget ever waking up to the nightmare that is the real world, but he also wanted to forget the fanatic who leads people, possibly people Cypher considered as friends, to their deaths, all for the sake of a prophecy. Cypher's convictions may have been stronger than we thought. More than just a conversation to put Neo against Morpheus, this original dialogue serves as a warning. Advice that someone would give a friend who was about to make a mistake. And that mistake is Neo believing in Morpheus and the Oracle. Cypher was possibly trying to say,
Mr. Washington, you have a date with the hangman.
They'll never touch him again. This is compounded semaglutide. Some versions contain dangerous impurities and banned substances. Don't be fooled by knockoff drugs that have been changed to add unnecessary and untested ingredients and doses. They are not approved by the FDA. But this is Wegovy, which is approved by the FDA and available nationwide. Talk to your healthcare professional about the real thing.
Number 4. Did Cypher eat one of the Oracle's cookies? Food has symbolized many different things throughout history. For some, it is a representation of wealth, well-being, and even wisdom. In Judeo-Christianity, more specifically the story of Adam and Eve, eating the forbidden fruit resulted in the pair being banished from paradise. In the Animatrix, fruit was used as a symbol. The robots used an apple when they tried to make peace with the humans, and again when the machines annihilated the remaining human leaders after they had surrendered. The symbolism of the apple that the robots were offering to the humans was knowledge. The humans refused the offer, and so they were cast out of paradise. Oh, but food has many other meanings within the Matrix, such as freedom, misery, and manipulation. In the Matrix comic titled The Miller's Tale, we were introduced to a Zion tradition, a tradition that Morpheus himself followed since he was very young. It is a gathering of people sitting at a large table in remembrance of the first people of Zion. This first group found and planted wheat seeds in one of the few pieces of land on earth that still saw sunlight. They harvested the wheat and baked bread. These people who once lived inside the Matrix never tasted or eaten real bread before. Only the machines simulated interpretation of bread. When those humans took their first bites of the freshly baked bread, they were in heaven. The taste of real bread was nothing like it was inside the simulation. However, their enjoyment was short-lived, as the machines eventually discovered the humans' wheat farm and destroyed it, killing all the farmers. And since then, once a year the people of Zion sit together and eat bread in their honor. symbolizes freedom, but it can also be an allegory to the Last Supper of Jesus Christ with his apostles before his crucifixion. Most food in the real world represents misery, specifically the synthetic protein that the crew eats in the first Matrix movie. Some of the ingredients used to help make this food comes from insects, a perfect representation of the misery that mankind is going through in the real world. This food is so disgustingly bad that it becomes one of the reasons why Cypher wants to escape back into the Matrix. That need and desire for good food drove him to betray Morpheus, but that might not be the entire story. Inside the simulation, food symbolized both pleasure and manipulation. The first time food was used as a form of manipulation was at the Merovingians' restaurant, a dessert that the Frenchmen prepared for an unexpected lady.
What you see, I have sent her a dessert. Very special dessert. I wrote it myself.
The Merovingian modified this dessert to cause a certain reaction in the lady's residual self-image. It shows how easily people can be manipulated with something that is supposed to be for nourishment. As the Merovingian explains the cause and effect of the dessert, Neo and Morpheus will look troubled. Why? Well, because they have eaten things given to them by someone inside the Matrix. You guessed it, the Oracle. The Merovingian was the first character that showed us how food can be used for manipulation, but he wasn't the first one to use food for manipulation. The Oracle gave Neo a cookie the first time they met. The treat was supposed to make Neo feel better after he was given bad news.
Take a cookie. I promise by the time you're done eating it, you'll feel right as rain.
Neo was skeptical of the Oracle and the cookie, but he ate it anyway, hoping that it would make him feel right as rain. That cookie, just like the Merovingian's dessert, could have changed Neo's residual self-image, symbolizing the great deal of control that the Matrix has over the red pills. In previous videos, we talked about how that cookie could have carried a special code, a code that activated the anomalous code inside of Neo, turning him into the One. There's also the possibility that the cookie stimulated Neo into falling in love with Trinity. As evidence of this, the Oracle examined Neo's face before giving him the cookie. Maybe she was analyzing Neo's code to be sure that the cookie's modification properties would work. The cookie wasn't the only treat that the Oracle gave Neo, however. In their second meeting, at the park in Matrix Reloaded, the Oracle gives Neo a piece of candy that oddly resembles a red pill. Neo does accept the candy, but we never see him eat it. This could have been another attempt to change something in his code. If Neo was changed in any way after eating food given to him by the Oracle, then he most likely wasn't the only one. After Morpheus met the Oracle, he became a true believer of the prophecy. He broke up with his lover Niobe and dedicated his life to find the One. Perhaps this intense and passionate zeal was inserted into Morpheus through one of the Oracle's cookies. Another character that could have been manipulated with food was Cypher. When Cypher and Smith meet to agree on the terms of the deal, Cypher was eating a big steak. Remember that the steak that Cypher is munching on does not exist. What he is consuming is codes in the shape of a meal. So there is the possibility that Cypher was being corrupted while he was enjoying his dinner. For Smith and the agents, modifying the food would be easy. There's no reason for them not to do it. The steak symbolizes pleasure, and how Cypher was willing to abandon his calling and turn traitor